Welcome to SLN TV English. My name is Yasmin Saeed and I'm here to update you with the daily news. These are the stories making headlines. The Speaker of the House of Representatives for Somaliland visits in Norway. The Police Commander of Somaliland discusses seized illegal items. North Korea issues warning over international embassy safety in Pyongyang. Italian President Giorgio Napolitano has pardoned a US Air Force officer for the alleged kidnapping. The Speaker of the House of Representatives for Somaliland, Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi Iro, has visited Norway where he was warmly welcomed by Somaliland's diaspora community in Norway. The Speaker of the House of Representatives for Somaliland, Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi Iro, has visited Norway where he was warmly welcomed by the Somaliland diaspora community there. Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi has confirmed that he has had a number of meetings with key Finnish officials, including the Speaker of the Finnish Parliament and other Finnish officials. The Speaker of the House of Representatives outlined details regarding his visit to Norway and stated that he would have meetings with Norwegian officials to talk over the important issue of the recognition of Somaliland. Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi Iro has been warmly welcomed in Norway by members of the Somaliland diaspora community residing there. This visit comes after a series of previous and planned visits to other European countries. The Police Commander of Somaliland, Abdullahi Fadl Iman, held a press conference in regards to a number of seized items illegally transported into the country consisting of alcohol and drugs. The Police Commander of Somaliland, Abdullahi Fadl Iman, spoke in regards to a number of different drugs, inclusive of alcohols and other drugs transported illegally into Somaliland from the neighbouring countries. The commander added that the drugs have been manufactured in a modern way. The police commander, Abdullahi Fadl Iman, also highlighted the ongoing court actions taking place once these illegal items have been apprehended, and he also sent out a stern warning to those transporting these items via contraband that the police will take severe action against anyone caught and anyone preventing any actions against security. The director of Hargeisa Main Hospital, Dr. Ahmed Umar Askar, spoke on the developments generated by Hargeisa Main Hospital, where he expressed that the executors of the hospital have initialised free medical services for patients unable to pay. The director of Hargeisa Main Hospital, Dr. Ahmed Umar Askar, spoke on the developments reached by Hargeisa Main Hospital, where he expressed that the executors of the hospital have initialised free medical services for patients who are unable to pay. The director noted that the hospital is carrying out free midwifery services for female patients in Somaliland, and free medicines is being distributed when necessary and funded by the hospital. Dr. Ahmed Umar Askar has confirmed 7 dialysis machines are being brought in the next coming weeks. He added that the hospital has made arrangements for Somali and foreign doctors to be present and as such are carrying out different surgeries successfully. You're watching SLN TV English, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news programme. And now for our international headlines in detail. Hundreds of thousands of people are protesting in Bangladesh to demand that the government introduce an anti-blasphemy law that would include the death penalty for bloggers who insult Islam. Hundreds of thousands of people are protesting in Bangladesh to demand that the government introduce an anti-blasphemy law that would include the death penalty for bloggers who insult Islam. The protest on Saturday was allegedly sparked after a group of bloggers began criticising conservative religious parties that are widely popular despite Bangladesh's secular constitution. Both secular and Muslim protesters have taken to the streets over the war crimes trials of leaders of the Jamaat al-Islami party in cases related to the 1971 war against Pakistan, in which 3 million people were killed and many thousands of women were raped. North Korea has asked foreign countries to consider evacuating their embassies in Pyongyang amid soaring tension on the Korean peninsula following a month-long war of words between the North and the South. North Korea has asked foreign countries to consider evacuating their embassies in Pyongyang. Warnings by the North that nuclear war could break out at any time have prompted the US to strengthen its specific missile defences and Russia to express its concerns. Britain is one of the several European countries, including Russia, to receive a letter regarding the safety of its embassies, as North Korea moved 2 mid-range missiles to its east coast. The Foreign Office said on Friday that North Korea has warned Britain that it could not protect foreign embassies after April the 10th in the event of a conflict. It said it had no immediate plans to evacuate its embassy and accused the North Korean government of raising tensions through a series of public statements and other provocations. More than 60 people have been crushed to death on the outskirts of Mumbai after a building collapsed while under construction, with many victims believed to be labourers living at the site.
More than 60 people have been crushed to death on the outskirts of Mumbai after a building collapsed while under construction, with many victims believed to be labourers living at the site. A section of the 7-storey building in Thane, a suburb of Mumbai, collapsed late on Thursday evening. When the entire structure came down, a senior officer said on Friday. Al Jazeera's Suhail Rahman, reporting from New Delhi, said 50 people were injured and some were in a critical condition. The injured have been taken to at least 5 hospitals in a district of about 1.5 million people, Rahman said. Television coverage of the accident shows people helping with the rescue through the night. Our correspondent said the authorities are still looking for the contractor of the building, which is reported to be constructed illegally on forest land. Teams from the National Disaster Response Force and other rescue workers were trying to clear the debris from the site amid fears there were maybe more people trapped in the twisted pile of concrete and stone.
Japan's Fukushima nuclear power plant may have leaked contaminated water from a storage tank into surrounding ground, according to the Tokyo Electric Power Company.
Japan's Fukushima nuclear power plant may have leaked contaminated water from a storage tank into surrounding ground, according to the Tokyo Electric Power Company. The power company hasn't yet discovered the cause of the leak, which has been found in one of 7 tanks that store water used to cool the reactors. 1,300 cubic meters of water is still in the affected tank. Is expected to be pumped into other vessels over the next 2 weeks. They are located just 800 meters from the coast. The operator of the Fukushima Daiichi plant has faced several problems with controlling groundwater and maintaining the large cooling system built to keep the reactors stable. The facility was the site of the worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl in March 2011, when a magnitude 9.5. The facility was the site of the worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl in March 2011, when a magnitude 9.0 earthquake triggered a tsunami that caused extensive damage to the plant.
Italian President Giorgio Napolitano has pardoned a US Air Force officer for the alleged kidnapping of a Muslim cleric in a bid to promote closer diplomatic and security ties with the United States.
Italian President Giorgio Napolitano has pardoned a US Air Force officer for the alleged kidnapping a Muslim cleric in a bid to promote closer diplomatic and security ties with the United States. Colonel Joseph Romano and 21 CIA members were tried in absentia 3 years ago and sentenced for 7 years for forcibly taking Abu Umar away for interrogation on a CIA rendition flight. Such covert tactics formed part of former US President George Bush's war on terror, but have since been confirmed. Such covert tactics formed part of former US President George Bush's war on terror, but have since been condemned as a violation of human rights. The Egyptian cleric was a resident in Italy at the time of the alleged abduction from an Italian airbase. He claims he was flown to Egypt and tortured for 7 months.
That's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.